Today we're making taco burritos, so grab yourself an onion and two bowls and a knife. One of the bowls is gonna be for scraps, so put the scraps in there and also clean off your knife after when you're cutting the onion. You want to split the onion down in half and also clean off the two halves. Make sure to get the thin little layer that's right under the skin of the onion. It's thin, it can go in stalks, but we don't want that today, so also put that in there. It should come off very easily. For dices, we're gonna do some pretty close vertical slices throughout one of the halves. Gonna do that until the end, and then we're also gonna do some horizontal slices so we get those small dice. Make sure your knife is sharp. You don't want to be going too hard as it can easily cut through the onion, so make sure to sharpen it with a honing or a whetstone set before or after. I like to make 3 horizontal dices and as many small cuts as needed depending on the size of the onion. Then you just want to slice it the opposite way so you get those small dices and put it in the bowl. Do the same with the other onion as well. Next, we're going to be moving on to the meat. Clean your cutting board. We're going to be using extra lean ground beef. We're also going to be using taco seasoning it has dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onions, spices, herbs, salt, and cornstarch. So it's a lot of seasonings in there. We have black pepper and Italian herb paste. We're using half a teaspoon of the black pepper and adding that to the taco seasoning. About a tablespoon or so of the Italian paste. Because I added more at the end. We want the flavor to pop through. Add the seasoning to the meat and then mix it with your hands together. Make sure it's well incorporated throughout the whole meat. I did this for about a minute or so just to make sure. After that, we start cooking our meat. So we bring our pan up to temperature. Before we add the extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin has a higher smoke point than normal olive oil. That's why I'm using this. We bring our pan up to heat before we add the oil, and then we also bring the oil up to heat. So we wait a few minutes after the pan's heated up as well, because the oil is going to be cold, obviously. While that's heating up, I like to set up the rest of my stuff. I'm going to be adding cheese, sour cream, pickled jalapenos, and salsa to the taco burrito. I'm just setting up the plates now, so I'm just getting the tweezers. You can see I like the handheld grater. It makes it easier to grate for me. Now we're just crushing up the meat, and once it's crushed up, we just let it cook like that for a little on one side, and then we'll flip it over again. We're using old cheddar from Balderson. I like old cheddar, just tastes better to me. We're gonna flip over meat now. It's mostly cooked on one side. You still see a bit of pink, but we're gonna be chopping it up or mashing it up a bit, and it's gonna cook throughout a bit more. We'll flip again if we need to. I like to break it apart midway through just to get rid of a little more pieces. I'm adding onion here, half of our onion. Only added half this time. I thought a whole onion would have been better, but we can use the other half if you have like chicken or something, or another more lean ground beef for this. Now this is the last part. I did the cheese off camera, so I'm adding the cheese, sour cream. Now I'm adding the meat here. Then the salsa from the Neal Brothers. I like this one a lot. It's a bit spicy too, and adds a little kick. Pickled jalapenos, and then we just wrap it up. So I fold in the two sides, and then I tuck the edges in and fold it again.